Well, who are you? What do you do? Where are you from? Tell me about yourself.
My name's Terry. Terry Story. I live in Greeley. Lived most of my life in the area. Was born in Texas. Lived in Oklahoma.
Okay.
I don't know if you still hear the accent, but
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
It's faded, but
yeah. When I get around my friends from Georgia, the accent it comes
it
back.
comes out, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
So how long ago did you move to Colorado? How old were you?
The last time I moved to Colorado was in 1972.
Okay.
We moved. My parents were from Oklahoma, and they kind of went. My dad's parents lived in Greeley. My mom's parents lived in Oilton.
Yeah.
So we kind of went back and forth for a few years.
And what brought you up here in the first place?
My dad got a job at Kodak's. What brought him back up here.
Okay.
And then I just stayed here since.
Nice.
I do construction, travel all over.
Okay.
People hire
So
me to-
construction, I was going to ask because it seems like you travel a lot.
Yeah.
So what do you do in construction?
Like retail work, we'll go in like Jeannie Kane, Everett's, like the Burlington over in Fort Collins.
Okay.
I did that.
So you like remodel places?
Yeah,
or?
remodel or build the Jiffy Lube in Greeley.
Okay. Yeah.
I did that from the ground.
Yeah.
Contractors hire me to
Gotcha.
build their
So you're a contractor then?
subcontractor.
Gotcha.
They hire me to run their jobs, and sometimes I just run them as a superintendent. But I'm what's called a super sub, or a superintendent and a subcontractor.
Gotcha.
Because I'll do everything except for electrical, mechanical, and plumbing.
Okay. Interesting. All right. Well, I want to just jump right into the red meat here, jump into the deep end. So we've been friends on Facebook for a few years. I don't even know how that happened, but I guess we became friends on Facebook somehow. And I see a lot of posts about things that are going on in the world, at least from your perspective. So I was curious. I know you post a lot about flat Earth. How did you first get into that, stumble upon it? Were there other things, I guess, conspiracy theories, if you want to call it that you had looked into before that, or was flat Earth the first one? Just go into all that for me.
Well, I had been, there was others. I kind of started my awakening, I guess you would call it, to what's going on in the world in 2015 when over here at the Budweiser Event Center, I went and seen President Trump.
Okay.
Well, he wasn't president then, but he was
Right.
his rally.
Yeah.
And I felt the energy. And I was like 30 feet from him. And
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And it resonated with me. And then I started listening to all this, listening to all the crap that the lying mainstream media was saying about him. But it wasn't matching with what I'd seen him doing and what he was doing, and just like now.
Right.
But that was kind of the start. And then I was watching Charlie Ward's Insider Club, and they had a guy named Jason Q on there.
Okay.
And he started talking about flat Earth. And I listened to maybe 5 minutes of it.
Yeah.
And the cognitive dissonance kicked in, and I could not listen to it.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, right. Everybody knows we live on a spinning ball.
So you were a globetard?
Oh, yes.
No, okay.
Yes, I was. I don't call people those names.
Yeah.
Because that was in 2019.
Okay.
And I spent and then that was like 5 minutes. And then a couple of weeks later, I was watching something else. And after whatever I was watching, somebody came on and said something about flat Earth. And they was talking about it. And it was like a pilot or engineer or somebody. And I was like, a physics engineer guy, I believe. So I listened to it. And I was like, they've lied to us about so many other things.
Right.
Because I'd been, during COVID, couldn't go anywhere. I worked.
Oh, yeah.
But couldn't go anywhere. So I did a lot of research and looked into a lot of stuff. But that was the start of the journey. And then once I started looking, I was like, how could I have ever believed we lived on a spinning ball? And then I was like, well, and then people started, it's like, well, the Bible doesn't tell us that. So I started looking in the Bible. It does tell us that. There's over 200 verses that clearly say we live on a topographical stationary plane. It's undeniable. And so I started, it was like 2 years of private research and talking to people and I mean, I knew, I was convinced after just a little bit, but
Well, okay, so real quick. So I think when people hear the term flat earth theory, it kind of comes with all this baggage and preconceived notions. So I don't want to mischaracterize your position. So can you just give us kind of a rough outline of what you believe the flat earth theory is?
Okay, first, it's not a theory.
Okay.
It's the geocentric model. And it's called a geocentric model because it's the only thing that's been proven using the scientific method. Do you know what the scientific method is?
I have a basic idea of what it is, yeah.
Is it observable, repeatable, and testable?
Okay.
And the geocentric model is the only thing that's been proven using the scientific method. The heliocentric theory has not. That's why it's still called a theory.
Okay.
Now the bots and trolls will try to tell you that scientific theory is different than theory. It's not. Theory remains a theory until it's been proven using the scientific method.
Okay.
And so I was tested years ago. I took a divorce adjustment class, and this lady had tests at the beginning and the end, and it tests and I tested off the charts for logic, facts. They was calling me Sergeant Friday. That's dating me. Do you know who Sergeant Friday is?
Is that from, it's a movie reference, I assume?
No, it was a series, Dragnet.
Okay.
From years ago, back before your time.
Okay, yeah. Well, I just aged myself because I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. But anyway, that's what it's logic and facts.
Yeah.
And I have a background in construction. I know what level looks like. I know how to build things level and square. I've used plumbs. I've used water levels, lasers. I use all those. I know how to make things what level is. And then so I started digging. I was like, what can prove it?
Well, I just want to take this minute to shout out a few of the companies that I really admire and respect. The first one's going to be The Table. This is a coffee shop located in Loveland, Colorado at Res Church. They're actually open all the time, not just on Sundays. They are closed on Saturdays though, but this is handcrafted gourmet coffee. So freaking good. You got to check it out. The other one is going to be Alp nicotine pouches. Okay. This is Tucker Carlson's nicotine pouch brand. Okay. So stop supporting the woke companies. Check out Tucker Carlson's Alp nicotine pouch brand. You can do 3, 6, or 9 milligram nicotine pouches. Alp is spelled A-L-P. Okay, go check that out. You have to order them online. You can't get them at gas stations. So you're gonna have to order them online. So make sure you give yourself plenty of time. If you have a nicotine craving, like order it, 2 weeks before your nicotine craving hits. The last one that I want to shout out is for God and Country Cigars. Okay, this is a hand-rolled premium tobacco brand. These guys source their cigars from the Dominican Republic. Very good, high quality tobacco. You can get those on their website, forgodandcountry.com. For God and Country Cigars, 2% of all of their proceeds go towards fighting child sex trafficking, okay? They actually support organizations, former Navy SEALs, military guys. They actually go in and rescue people who are being human trafficked, okay? So they support a very good cause. Go check those guys out, forgodandcountry.com. Premium handcrafted rolled cigars. Check it out. What was kind of the breaking point for you where you kind of decided like, okay, I don't think the world is round. I think it's a flat earth or...
Pastor Dean's Biblical Cosmology series was and in that series, he talked about if you're ashamed, you don't be ashamed of God's word.
So it was an appeal to the Bible, basically, is what convinced.
And he's got a whole chapter in his book here about how many agnostics and atheists
Yeah.
have come to Jesus from learning the truth about our flat earth and what it says in the Bible.
And what about so I do want to come to your biblical arguments, but what about like just like physical evidence or experiments or things like that? What's the most compelling? Okay.
Water was one. Do you know that the earth is, our known realm is 71% covered in water?
Correct.
You know the physics of water?
That it finds the lowest point.
And seeks its level.
Okay.
You can fill up a glass of water, a bowl, a bathtub. What does it do?
It levels out.
Levels out.
Yep.
You can go out here and look at any lake, anywhere.
Yep.
Calm day. Have you seen a lake?
I've seen a lake, yes.
Smooth? You seen it smooth?
Yeah.
With it reflecting? Mm-hmm. Not possible on a spinning ball.
Yeah. Well, I think the conventional explanation for that would be gravity.
Yeah, magical gravity.
Okay. Yeah.
Not
compelling to you, though.
Not at all. Because the theory of gravity,
okay.
it's a theory, and you know what a theory is. Do you know what a theory is?
As you said, it's something that has not been definitively proven.
Exactly. That's just somebody's idea, somebody's best guess. Now, it could be a scientist's best guess that they come up with based on this, whatever things they have, they come up with a theory. Then you take that theory, you test it using the scientific method. If it passed that test, then it becomes a model or a law.
Yeah.
Like the law of density and the law of buoyancy.
Okay.
Those are laws. The theory of gravity is a theory.
So in the flat Earth, yeah. Go ahead.
Do you know what the word gravity? Do you know what it was derived from?
No, I'm not sure the etymology.
Latin word, gravitas.
Okay.
Do you know what the meaning of gravitas is?
Maybe mass, something
weight
like that.
Or density.
Weight. Okay.
Sound familiar? Laws of physics.
Yeah.
Density.
Yeah.
Buoyancy.
Yeah. So wait. So what is the flat Earth explanation for gravity? Why don't things? If I just jump, why don't I just keep shooting off through space?
Density.
Okay.
If you know what density means, if you weigh more, if the object is heavier than its surrounding atmosphere,
yeah,
it will drop.
Okay.
If it's lighter, it will rise. Helium balloons, do they defy gravity?
They do. It's because I understand what you're saying. It's less dense than the air. Yeah.
And hot air
which
balloons.
is why it floats. Yeah.
Hot air rises. Hot air balloons. You don't even have to have helium. Hot air.
Okay.
Hot air rises. Defies gravity.
Well, okay. So I want to ask, just so to orient the audience, are you saving this for a particular moment?
I didn't know if you wanted to
yeah, let's
look at it or see it.
Let's all take a look at the flat Earth model here. What this looks like. And explain what we're looking at.
This is the Gleason's map.
Okay. And
it's a
is this a
patented
modern rendition, or is this something that was come up with a long time ago?
Well, it was 1892.
Okay.
And Gleason was a flat earther. But now, the trolls will try to say they took a globe and they spread it out.
Right.
That's backwards.
Well,
They've
because
inverted that.
But an actual globe though can't be represented on a two-dimensional map very accurately.
But if you take this map, wrap it around the ball,
yeah,
you'll have the globe.
Okay.
That's where they got it from. They took it and wrapped it around.
So you're saying that this Gleason
Antarctica is the ice wall that surrounds us.
Okay.
It's not someplace in the imaginary South Pole.
Did Gleason actually say that he was a flat earther?
Yeah, he even wrote a book.
Okay.
About it. I don't remember all the stuff about it, all the details about it, but yeah. Interesting. And there's multiple. I got in my phone. I've got multiple pictures of multiple different maps from different people, and I have NASA documents where they like in pilot training documents based off a flat, non-rotating Earth. It says right in their documents.
Okay. And I want well, first, before I ask you that question, can you show me or maybe recite some of the Bible verses that say that the Earth is flat?
I can find them. Yes, I don't. there's so many of them.
I'm putting you on the spot here. So
yeah, no worries.
I appreciate
No
you.
worries. I was looking at that last night for some of them because I figured we'd want to. What, like clay under a seal? What verse is that?
I'm not sure. Forgive me.
You're no help.
I feel like I'm being quizzed right now. I wasn't ready for it.
I sent you the link, told you to study.
Density, buoyancy. All right. You're testing my high school physics.
I get nervous and I don't remember things.
No, it's all good.
Revelations. There it is.
Okay.
Revelations 27 through 9. And it talks about, and they went up on the breadth of the earth.
Okay.
You know what breadth means in the original?
B-R-E-A-D.
B-R-E-A-D-T-H.
Right.
Breadth of the earth. If you look that up in the what is it, the Strong's?
Okay.
The translation.
Okay.
It means it's flat.
Okay.
That's the breadth of the earth. That's a
Couldn't
revelation.
it just be, when I think of breadth, I think of like swath, covering the whole earth. Not necessarily flat, right?
Well, when they say the earth's not flat,
Okay.
it's a topographical, that's why I call it a topographical stationary plane. Because we have mountains, we have valleys, I mean.
Right. Yeah. Not 100% flat.
It's not 100%
mountains.
flat.
Okay.
Water is.
Right.
It's
Unless
level.
it's windy.
Yeah, or storm, you know.
So where does wind come from?
That you're getting into.
Sorry, I'm getting
Yeah.
getting technical here.
I was going to say, God talks about that. The four corners of the earth and the wind and how it's created. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, he talks about the four corners of the earth. Okay, that's another one that I hear flat earth.
Here's another one. Oh, go ahead.
Well, no, I hear the flat earth peoples use that verse a lot and talk about four corners of the earth. As though the Bible is saying that the earth is flat. But even according to that model, there's no corners in that model you just showed us. So my point is like that, saying the four corners, that's more of like a symbolic language, I would think.
It could be.
Rather than a cosmological.
If you divide east and west, north and south,
Yeah.
in the center, what you got? Four corners.
Okay.
That's how it was explained to me.
Okay.
That's where I figured that one out.
Yep, I understand.
But and like it could be figurative. It could be I don't know.
Yeah.
And I go by my King James.
There you go.
That I got from It's a certified copy of the original 1611.
Okay.
Because a lot of Bibles, pretty much all of them, have been manipulated and changed. And
Sure.
I got this one in 1968 from my grandparents.
So is that the earliest English version?
No.
Or what is, okay.
They go, the original 1611 one is the...
That's what I mean. Is the 1611 version?
Translation.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, that's where they all, and Pastor Dean does a thing about that one as well. And I learned a lot from that about how they had scholars, Greek and Hebrew scholars, come to like the most renowned. King James called all of them in because his wife was a Christian and to make her happy. And they divided up in groups of three. These linguists that and they translated the and then they like if our group translated it, then we gave our translation to the next group, and we got the other groups and they double checked it.
Okay.
So it was
Yeah.
So it was very accurate.
Better verification system.
And then of course when they found the Dead Sea Scrolls, it verified and confirmed it.
Yep. Okay, so I have like a lot of technical questions because I really am curious about how people think about this. So I'm looking at this map over here, and it's kind of a disc shape.
Yes, sir.
So the sun, I would think that if the Earth is stationary and not moving, that the sun, if the Earth was shaped that way, it would just be daytime everywhere, 24 hours a day. And so I'm curious,
how far do you think the sun?
Oh gosh, I know it takes light 7 seconds to reach it. However, hundreds of millions of miles away.
93 million is what they.
Okay.
That's what they claim.
Okay.
It's not.
Okay.
And in the Bible, it tells us, and that's in Genesis, when God put the sun and the moon in the firmament.
Okay.
And it's they've done triangulation with the sun's height, the sun's path, like in right now, summertime, it's traveling, it's up highest, and it's in the center, it's circuit over our Earth. And if I had I don't know if my phone would work, if you have a flashlight and you take it and run it around you can see how it lights up here and it's dark over here.
Okay.
That's how it works. That's why.
So the sun is more of a spotlight?
It is. It's a local light.
Okay.
Yes. It's not
and
a ball.
Does it...
It's not a ball of fire.
Okay.
Just so it's electromagnetic. I believe on this one. We can't. No, there's no empirical evidence because you can't go there and test it. But the general consensus from all the different people that I've looked at is that it's a ball of electromagnetic energy.
Okay.
And then the ether, you know have you heard of the ether?
I'm familiar with the firmament.
They took the ether out of our periodic table.
Okay.
Years ago. But it's the layer, thick fluid-like layer that's under the firmament.
Okay.
And it's
part of our atmosphere or something like that.
Well, it's everywhere. It's energy.
Okay.
It's electric, and we should have free energy. That's another subject we could talk about too.
I know Nikola Tesla. He tried to basically have it in the air.
He just rediscovered it.
Okay.
It's there. The energy's there. Well, have you ever walked over and like static electricity shocked your?
Oh yeah.
Everything. The ether is everywhere. But have you seen any of the rockets all those that Musk? Have you seen them go up and what they hit, and it looks like, and if they're skipping along, it looks like a boat or something. How making waves. I got videos on my phone.
I mean, I know they do occasionally explode, and
some of them explode, and some of them just arc along. Have you seen them? It looks like a boat, and it makes you've been in a boat and you see how it makes a wave.
Oh, okay. Yes. I'm sorry.
Where they go along, and that's the ether. They're plowing along the ether.
Interesting.
It's the higher you go, the thicker it gets.
So do you think that they're faking like videos or picture like from their satellites and stuff like that? Do you think that that's legitimate? So, I mean, they have satellite imagery of what they claim to be around Earth or globe. Do you think that they're faking these pictures or?
I know they are.
Okay.
That's proven.
How so?
They're all CGI.
Okay. Well, they're composites. I know they're composites.
And if you go in and I've watched multiple videos of guys that are technology. They didn't have that in my day.
Yeah.
So I'm learning it.
Yeah.
I use it, but I don't. I'm not as. My son, he's a natural. My youngest son, he grew up with it.
Yeah.
But and he's not a flat earther either.
Yeah. So do you like Elon Musk just generally politically as a person? No, really.
He's no.
Huh.
And well, the Elon.
Yeah. I don't want to go down.
You want another conspiracy?
Yeah, I know. But no, I was just asking. Do you think that he's like faking? Is he just completely lying about? He's an actor, you said?
Yes.
Okay.
The Elon Musk we see now is an actor.
Okay. What do you mean by that?
The original Elon Musk, and you can go to that realnewsandhistory.com, Mike King, and you can see his.
So you think this is like a body double?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what happened?
Actor. Could be an actor. It's an actor.
So you think there was an original Elon Musk and
he was evil.
Something happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the evil to the bone. Now he's either, what I've heard, is he's either incarcerated or he's been had his tribunal and he's done. But the Elon Musk we see is playing a role.
Yeah. Okay, so here's the big question. What is the motive of all the scientists, everyone who's been involved in NASA, any person that's been to space? There's been people in other countries that at least claim to have gone to space, either on our International Space Station or to the moon. What is the motive? Why would they lie about that?
Well, most of them don't know. Most of them don't. It's all compartmentalized. Most of them are just doing their job.
Okay, so
and
how many
their
people?
part of what, and they don't know what's going on over here, and they don't know that they're being just like the rest of us.
Yeah.
Nobody ever went to the moon. That's
So
all
who is
belongs.
pulling the strings, and why would they care if we believe that we're living on a globe versus a flat Earth?
Money
Okay.
and control.
And why does it make someone more money or give someone more control if humanity believes that they live on a globe?
Well, what's the best way to keep a prisoner from trying to escape?
Take the keys away? I don't know.
Don't let them know they're in a prison.
Okay.
We can't travel past the 60th parallel.
What's the
You
layer?
heard of the Antarctic Treaty?
No, I'm not familiar with that.
There's a 1958 or 1959 Antarctica Treaty. Look it up.
Okay.
And you can't. Now, the trolls will tell you, well, you can go to Antarctica. Yeah, you can go to, there's some places you can go to pay that they call Antarctica that you can go to and pay to go a special guided. But me and you couldn't decide, hey, we're just going to head whichever direction and go as far as we can go and go check it out.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
So the Antarctica Treaty basically is that like a UN treaty where no one can actually claim sovereignty over Antarctica?
It originally was like 12 nations that signed it, and now there's I don't know how many, and through all these world wars,
it can basically only be used for research.
They've still honored the treaty.
Okay. Yeah.
No matter what. That's just one of the things.
Yeah.
But yeah. But the real, if you want, let's go with flight times.
Okay.
East to west. What's the rotation of the Earth at the equator? What's the speed?
Well, according to the globe
Heliocentric
people,
theory,
yeah, so it's 1,000 miles an hour.
Yeah,
approximately.
1,040.
Yeah.
Is what they call it. We do the math. So if we're rotating from west to east, correct? Because the sun comes up supposedly in the east.
Yeah.
I mean, that's another. The sun never rises or sets. It just travels into and out of our perspective.
Yeah. Well, even in the globe Earth model, the phrase "the sun is rising or setting." Well, but even that terminology is flawed. Yeah. But I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what causes the seasons then? Why is it?
Which one is it? The Tropic of Cancer, the Tropic of Capricorn. I can never remember which one is north or south of the equator. Do you guys know? We can ask Siri if you want.
I'm not sure. My phone's over there. Otherwise.
Siri, is the Tropic of Cancer north of the equator? Yeah, Tropic of Cancer is north of the equator.
Okay.
That's where the sun's traveling right now. Because its path during the summer, it travels all the way up to the Tropic of Cancer, and it's higher and slower. That's and when they have the 24-hour sun in Alaska. Mm-hmm. And I've been there, I've seen it. So I know it's real.
Oh yeah.
I've experienced it.
Me too.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool actually.
Yeah, exactly. It's weird too.
It is. It's 4 a.m. and it's still daylight outside.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But anyway, so when it's there, that's when it's obviously summertime here. And then it travels back over each day. It'll start going after the summer solstice, which was what is it?
June 20th, I think.
20th or 21st or something like that. And for 2 or 3 days, it'll stay right up there. And then it starts each day a little wider and a little lower and a little wider and a little lower. And as it gets wider, it it's going faster. It's going slowest when it's higher.
Yeah.
Just like a second hand, or like a merry-go-round. That's what I try to
So
explain it.
what is the force?
Well, wait.
Yeah, go ahead.
So that's when it's summer here and it's winter in Antarctica, because that's when the sun's furthest away.
Mm-hmm.
And then when it travels back over the equator, and then to the Tropic of, which one did we say was north?
Oh gosh,
Forgot
I think
already.
Cancer. I think you said Cancer.
Okay,
I
so
think.
Tropic of Cancer. Details.
It's all good. It's all good.
You know, Tropic of Capricorn, whichever one is south of the equator.
Yeah.
It's when it's traveling over there is when it's winter here.
Yeah.
Because then the sun's path is furthest away from us.
So
that's when we have the
sun,
shortest amount of daytime.
Okay, so you're saying that the sun over the course of a year kind of like spirals closer into the center, and then it starts spiraling outward back toward the edge.
I got a graph. I can show you later. I'll find a picture that demonstrates how that. But yeah, that's and if you watch the sun, which I've been doing at my house, and I watch like where it comes in, which tree it comes over. You can watch it. It arcs. It's kind of a half circle as it goes, and you watch it go out during the summer and during the winter, and that's exactly what it does. And that's where they come up with that 23.4 degree. You know, we're supposed to, the heliocentric theory, the axis. Do you know all the 666s that's involved with the heliocentric theory?
No.
Well, I'm gonna get the list out.
Okay.
There's that many of them. There's like 30 of them.
Wow.
Now, one of them. Well, first, do you know how to calculate?
I will say
curvature?
though, on the equator, the sun moves in a perfect arc. If you're on the equator, the
it
sun
goes right over, straight above you, right? And if you look at maps with heat and the way the heat is, equator. That's why it's the hottest. Because the sun, like if this is the equator, the sun goes a little bit over here and travels to here, and then it comes. So it's always close to the equator. It gets like if this is the equator, this is the sun's path over here.
Yeah.
This over here is not getting. That's when their days are the shortest.
Right.
And that's when the longest days. Like now, our daylight hours are the longest. And then as it goes back over, and then when it's out here, it's traveling faster. Because just like in a merry-go-round, when you're in the center of a merry-go-round, you can stand there
slowest,
easy, slow as can be. But you're out on the outside of it, you can spin that thing as fast as you want when you're standing on the inside. But you get on the outside, a lot faster, you go flying off, right?
Yeah.
Same diff, same thing. That's why the seasons, that's how you get the seasons in and out. But do you know how to calculate the curvature of the Earth?
I don't. I know it's a pretty simple measure. I know he used 2 sticks and measured the shadows. At least that was.
No, that was Aristophanes' experience. That he apparently didn't look up. He just proved the need for time zones, is what he proved.
Okay.
With his sticks, just like here in Florida, when the sun comes up in Florida at whatever time it is, 6:30, 7 a.m. What time is it in California?
I always forget if it's ahead.
3
I think
hours.
it's later, right?
3 hours earlier. It's 4
Earlier,
a.m.
okay.
In Florida.
Yep.
I mean in California.
Sure.
So Aristophanes could put a stick up then in Florida, wouldn't have any shadow in California. That's why they have time zones.
Yep.
Because the sun's traveling over us. So that's when it's over us, it's when it's noon. Sun.
Yep.
That's the time zone.
So the spotlight idea of the sun, the range, it must be a pretty big. It must be covering at least half the Earth when it's shining, right?
It's
in order for that to make sense.
Actually, it's a and at summer and on July 8th, what is it? 95% of the population is in daylight.
Okay.
Are you aware of that?
Mm-mm.
Look into that. That's
right.
impossible on a spinning ball.
Okay, say that again.
On July 8th,
yes,
95% of the population of people have daylight at the same time.
Could that just be because it's it's the most covering the most populated portion.
That's because of where the sun is at that particular time shines over the biggest part of the population. Yes, and because there's not a lot of population
Right.
out in less people live in Antarctica.
Well, okay, but that's talking about population. That's not saying it's covering 95% of the Earth.
Well,
that's saying
it's covering more than 50%.
Right. Well, but if you look at like Asia, if it's covering Asia and the Europe and like the most populated parts of the world, that would make sense. It could theoretically do that.
See if you can find a video of it and it'll show how they show it. It's hard to talk about it without a video on it. But yeah, that's the Well, where were we? I forgot what.
Me too.
So many.
Okay, so.
Heliocentric theory. The curve. Do you know how to calculate the curvature?
No, I don't remember the.
Do you know what the circumference of according to the heliocentric? Do you know what the circumference is or the radius?
The
circumference of the Earth.
24,000 miles, right?
24,900.
Okay.
Is which is the distance around our equator on the real in the real world.
Yeah.
And the radius they say is 3,959 miles.
Okay.
And then with that, according to spherical trigonometry, that the formula is 8 inches per mile squared. So, are you familiar with the Suez?
So you're talking about how you're calculating distances,
how they come up, that's supposed to be there according to their theory
for like jet paths and being able to see a skyscraper 1,000 miles away or whatever.
Yeah, stuff like that you can that you shouldn't be that you can see that you shouldn't be able to see. And anyway, so 8 inches per mile squared. So, are you familiar with the Suez Canal?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how long it is?
I don't know. I would be guessing.
120 miles.
Okay.
And there's no locks.
Okay.
You know what locks are?
Well, I don't know.
That's like the Panama Canal.
Okay.
They have to have locks. The ship comes in, they fill it up, raises the boat up,
I see.
go on to the next lock.
Yep. Okay.
Suez Canal.
Real quick, where are we at on time? I have to pick up my kids at 3 o'clock.
2:46.
2:46. We have about 15 more minutes. So.
Okay.
I do want to get to some other stuff too.
Yeah,
we took up all our time. Yeah.
There's a lot. I was going to say it takes more than 5 minutes to unlearn a lifetime of programming.
Anyway, Suez Canal.
Yeah, Suez Canal, 120 miles long, level, and it connects 2 level bodies of water.
Okay.
Where's curvature?
Well, it should drop a little bit.
How many feet of curvature should there be in 120 miles?
I don't know.
You can do the math with the 8 inches per mile squared, 120 times 120, and you take it, it's 9,604 feet.
Okay.
You can do the math and figure it out. So over 9,600 feet of curvature should be in 120 miles. Where is it?
Have they experimented with that? Have they looked?
It's level.
Yeah.
You can go look up, go research the Suez Canal and how it was made and level. There is no.
Okay, so what? I guess it seems like any evidence for
airplanes. I forgot. We started flight paths. That's what we started on and got distracted.
Go ahead.
With other things. Okay, so a flight. So if you're flying from California to Florida, because since the Earth's supposed to rotate at 1,040 mile an hour at the equator, they say it's around 800 mile an hour at LA. So fly from LA to Miami. You're flying the flight path. Time takes 5 hours.
Okay.
I think 5 hours and 15
Something
minutes.
like that, yeah.
Something like that. And the flight back takes a little less. But the Earth is rotating, or I might have that backwards, I can't remember, it's been a while. But if the Earth is rotating at 800 miles an hour one way, and commercial airplanes fly at an average speed of 550 mile an hour.
Okay.
So if the Earth's rotating at 800 mile an hour, planes flying at 550, wouldn't the Earth's rotation take off away from it?
Well, I think the reason for that is because when you're on the ground, you're already going 1,000 miles an hour. So any acceleration past that.
That's what they say.
So in theory,
okay.
you're actually going 1,500 miles an hour when you're in an airplane.
Let's go with that. I had this discussion with my son, and it didn't end well. But
hopefully you still love each other. But.
Yeah, we do. We got over it.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah. But okay, so if we take their theory, and say, okay, we're already going 1,000 miles per hour, 800 because of the gets slower as it goes higher. But we'll call it 1,000 because that's easier math. So that's 1,500 going that way. So when you turn around, you're going back to it. So the airplane, you're saying an airplane can fly 1,500 mile an hour then, not just 500 miles.
Well, 500 miles an hour is the capacity, but
so
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, yeah. See,
no, you're already going 1,000 miles an hour.
Right. So then, but as soon as you get off of the Earth, so the Earth takes off at 1,000.
Well, no, you just got launched, basically.
Right.
You just got launched.
Well, but you lose your propulsion, right? Because you got air resistance and stuff.
Right.
You
but
can
it's still
slingshot. It'll only go so far.
With you.
And it'll run out of momentum. Right.
But it's not a slingshot because you're still going with the you're still in like the atmosphere. You're still being dragged by the air and all the molecules in the air. And
you actually believe that?
This is the conventional explanation, so I have to stick up for the Globetrotters. That's good. Okay, so why is that wrong?
Well, let's think it through. So now what? Now come back the other way, against it.
Yeah.
The airplane still flies 550 mile an hour. The flight still takes 5 hours.
Yeah.
But if the Earth's rotating, coming towards you then at 1,000 miles per hour, shouldn't it be a really quick flight?
Should it?
And how are you going to? And if you got that imaginary wind resistance, because once you get off the ground, I mean, you've seen hot air balloons, right? Mm-hmm. Are they zooming at 1,000 miles per hour?
But it's because they're already. When they leave the ground, they're already traveling the 1,000 miles. Everything is always going 1,000 miles an hour.
You've seen balloons.
So it's like in a car.
So explain the wind. Different directions.
Yeah. I mean, what's your explanation for wind?
Again, God created it. It has nothing to do with, that's weather. It has nothing to do with the rotation or anything like that.
Yeah.
But we're talking about on a day with no wind, because that's when they usually fly those balloons.
Sure.
You've seen balloons go east, west. It depends on which way there's a little breeze. Once they get up, they'll drift whichever direction, right? But if there's this big momentum of 800 mile an hour.
Yeah. Yeah. So my puny brain is not able to explain why, because, well, just specifically with the flights, it would make intuitive sense that if you're going into the spin, you would go a lot faster. It shouldn't take nearly as long.
It shouldn't take near as long. And if you ask a pilot, what about, let's go with east-west flights. If you fly from Denver to San Antonio, that's an east-west flight. Well, they're supposed to be rotating 1,000 miles per hour. So you take off straight west, and it's rotating, and you fly for 5 hours. So San Antonio is now 5,000 miles south, whichever direction south of you.
Yeah.
When you're trying to, how's that work?
Yeah. I guess. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there is an explanation for that, because that's a clear plot hole, at least for an intuitive explanation. But I guess my only thing, it would have to be something to do with, even though it's rotating into you, the air, the atmosphere is also rotating into you, which would slow you down. So if you're flying into the not wind necessarily, but air resistance, that's what friction is. That's why, like, if something drops from really high, if it reaches terminal speed, it'll incinerate, because there's so much resistance just from air particles. It's not wind necessarily, but I would think that could be an explanation of it would slow you down enough to make it take as long.
Have you ever watched any videos of them doing testing with cannonballs? Shooting cannonballs straight up in the air?
Okay. They
Some of
always
them come back
down.
in the cannon.
Okay. Yeah.
How's that work if it's rotating?
Because it's already traveling 1,000 miles an hour.
Yeah,
See, that's the part that you're missing on this.
Wait. Yeah, but when it's traveling up in the air,
Yeah.
the cannon's
But
going.
but the whole atmosphere is also traveling that speed.
And really? And it's moving the ball with it magically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know.
I know where that name came from.
Well, but it seems, I mean, that seems like it would make sense. So, like, if you're in a car, obviously, hold on, let me flesh this out for a second. So, if you're in a car traveling 75 miles an hour, obviously, I can't run 75 miles an hour, but the car can. So, when you're driving down the interstate at 75 miles an hour, I can jump. If I jump fast enough, I can actually temporarily, for a few seconds, I can actually jump in front of the vehicle. Not because I'm able to travel 80 miles an hour and be faster than a car, but because,
I understand that.
Because I'm already going 75, all I have to do is go that extra 5 miles an hour.
And that lasts how long?
For a little bit because of air resistance.
Yeah, a second or so.
Yeah,
right?
friction.
Okay, so you shoot a cannonball up in the air, how long do you think it takes it to come back down?
I don't know. There's a formula for it.
Yeah, it's longer than what that little bit of instances you just described would last.
Yes, but the relative speed, it's already, I mean...
Hey, just think about it.
Well, I guess I don't really understand the point there because it's continuing to go 1,000 miles an hour. What you're
claiming is.
Hold on, but what you're arguing is
you're claiming that magically the atmosphere is moving, even though hot air balloons might float the other way. Mm-hmm. If the little breeze is going the other way,
I'm not
to float
arguing
against
that
it.
it's magic. I'm
arguing
that friction exists.
That's the claim.
But it's relative speed. So it seems like what you're saying is that if the Earth was spinning, hold on, let me finish this thought.
Okay.
If the world was spinning, then you would shoot a cannonball in the air, and the cannon itself would just fly 1,000 miles an hour away, and the cannonball would just land in Africa or something. So, but clearly that doesn't
somewhere
happen.
away if you shot it straight up in the air. If the Earth was moving, if the Earth was actually moving like they claim. Yes.
So right, but what I'm saying is the ball that's inside of the cannon is also moving 1,000 miles an hour with it already. So obviously it doesn't feel that way. If you're in a car going 75...
I'm not arguing with if the Earth was rotating 1,000... I agree with you on that.
Okay.
Where I disagree is once that gets launched away, just like you described on your instance of the car, or if you... That's what I was going to say. If you ever thrown anything out the window. You know, I was throwing an apple core out one time, and my wedding ring was on this finger, and it went out with it.
Yeah.
And the apple will travel, like you said, for a little bit.
Yeah.
It'll keep the speed, and then what happens?
Yeah, it dies.
It dies because there is no thrust.
But in that example that you're using,
the same way with the cannon.
But hold on. But in that example, the air is still and the car is moving, and so of course the air resistance is gonna bring it to its speed.
You just said that the atmosphere is moving with you.
It is, but it's different.
Oh, because the car is moving faster than the supposed atmosphere. Okay, I can see where that one
in this localized example. To make it simpler, the air is still and the car is moving.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even though the air technically is moving 1,000 miles an hour at all times, it's
supposedly.
Yeah. So, but that's why that example it's not an exact analogy.
It could go either way. It could go either way. I could. But I think if you studied that a bit, you'll realize that air's not going to keep pushing that ball.
Yeah,
that cannonball.
I think I'm very open-minded. I'm really willing to hear anyone's ideas about pretty much anything. I guess I just don't understand. I know you mentioned something about control and money. I still don't really understand what would even really be the motive, and who's pulling the strings. Why would that be a secret? If people did already believe in a flat Earth a long time ago, why tell this giant lie to the whole world?
There's all the ancient people that knew that we lived on a topographical stationary plane.
Okay, so
there's only one that's different. Which one's different?
I don't know. You tell me.
Where's one that's a globe?
I don't know. I'm trying to find it.
NASA.
Oh, there it is. Yep. Okay. But if they're telling the truth, NASA's the only ones that would even know anyway.
You know, I've been asking for 3 years ago when I started going, 3 or 4 years, whenever it was, when I listened to Pastor Dean and he said, "Don't be ashamed of God's word," and I started posting public. I've been asking for empirical evidence that supports the heliocentric theory. Zero evidence.
Yeah. Well,
Zero.
I think. Okay, so are you talking about photographic evidence?
Any kind of empirical evidence, and empirical evidence has to be proven using the scientific method.
Right. So I wish I was a little bit
Zero.
More well versed on these kinds of things.
I've learned, like I said, 5 years. I learned a lot. I was going to show you all those satanic things.
It just does seem bizarre though that what is the reason? That's the thing that no one's ever explained to me. Why? Why does it make someone more money?
To hide. You know, there's lands beyond the ice wall, right?
There's what behind?
Land beyond the ice wall.
Okay.
And that's what they're hiding. There's natural reason. Admiral Byrd, are you familiar with him? Look into Operation Deep Freeze and Operation High Jump. That's where he explored the ice wall. And before my computer crashed, I had the video of the original documentary they did with Operation High Jump. They did it was on, I can't remember the name of it, but they flew along the ice wall for miles.
Yep.
And they went and actually took ships and they went and explored it and found the firmament and Operation Dominic and Operation Fishbowl is where our military in their wisdom shot rockets at the firmament trying to break it. And failed, of course. Where were we?
You're good. You're just talking about the ice wall.
Yeah,
There's something outside of the ice
wall.
wall.
Right. The land, and that's what the resources. That's where I was going with. Admiral Byrd was talking about. I watched that stuff, and they found, and that was on back in the 50s or 60s. It was on TV.
I got about 30 more seconds here. By the way, I got to pick up my kids. But
sorry,
you're good.
That was on TV, and they talked about all the resources. He actually landed the plane because on water.
What was that operation called?
Operation High Jump was one of them, and Operation Deep Freeze is the other one where they explored them.
I have to check that out. All right, with our last few seconds here, is there anything else that you want to say? Do you want to shout out social media, a website? Is there someone you want to promote? Any final words here?
If you really want to know, watch Pastor Dean's 7-part series on biblical cosmology. It's like he walks you through it. He brings the receipts. I bought a Nikon P1000 camera, so I took it down to Palm Beach, and I watched boat travel out of view. And then I took my camera and I zoomed in on it, and I not only saw that boat, but I saw another one that was quite a ways further behind it. I proved it to test it. Just test it. Yeah. Prove it yourself.
Well, also the human eyesight is fallible. You know, humans can't see past a certain distance, even if.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. Anyway,
the horizon. Yeah, it's like 3 miles on the water. Is what they say, but side to side, you can see further. And like I said.
Well, I'm very interested because this was great. Thank you so much for doing this. Yeah. And also, there's so many other things that I would love to talk to you about.
Sure.
So if you want to do this again one of these days,
I'm
so happy to do it. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for tuning into the Better Nate Than Ever podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much, and we'll see you again next week.